Joining me now is Victoria Shadow Police spokesman David Southwick. Daniel Andrews, parents at that military parade. I guess my views are pretty clear. What do you think?
Yeah, Steve, well, you couldn't make this stuff up. I mean, when I first saw that image, I thought it was AI generated and not the real thing. And only the Victorian Labor Party would think this is okay. It's a disgrace, particularly with what Victorians are going through at the moment. The fact that here is a bloke that has lived off the taxpayer, had a great job thanks to the taxpayer, and is now giving the bird to every Victorian taxpayer to go out and say that this is okay. This is absolutely appalling. And the fact that we have the Premier saying it's good for Victoria, at what part is this good for Victoria? We've got, our Ukrainian community that are really hurting at the moment here in Victoria, but Jacinta Ardern says that's okay, that he stands alongside dictators. And even Bob Carr didn't think it was okay. This is a Premier that is out of touch, a former Premier that is out of touch. And, of course, again, our Victorians are just all left wondering.
The Premier herself's going to go to China. She's announced she's going to visit there. I mean, has she somehow organised Dan to be her front man and set things up for her so that she can come back and make some major announcement about how Victoria's going to benefit from our relationship with China? I mean, really?
Well, who knows? I mean, there's lots of questions here. Where is the security advice in terms of Andrews going? Who paid? What's the benefit? And ultimately, China's a very important trading partner for us. But we've got to make sure we do these things properly. And what we've just seen is absolutely inappropriate. And there's lots of unanswered questions that I think all Victorians and all Australians should have the right to.
State Labor try and, talk about the opposition and how you're divided on things. You got Ben Carroll, the Deputy Premier today. He's come out and bagged Andrews for posing with those dictators, but not Allen. So there's obviously a split between the Premier and her Deputy.
Well, Ben Carroll called it right. And I think most people have called it right. It is a bad judgment call at best from Daniel Andrews, but Jacinta Ardern says it's good for Victoria. Well, I think we know who was right and who was wrong, and Ben Carroll's doing the right thing. Jacinta Ardern is a weak Premier, a gutless Premier that is not calling the hard calls, making the hard judgment calls. She calls out hate, but this is a person standing alongside hateful dictators. That's just not okay.
Can this be a turning point? I mean, you've struggled to get Victorians to realise that they've got a bad government, one that's sending them broke and overseeing a crime crisis. But something like this can almost be that point where people go, righto, that's it, we've had it with this mob.
Victorians are desperate for good leadership. Jacinta Ardern doesn't have any. Great, if Ben Carroll stands up and wants to challenge her, so be it. But every day we go past and we have this kind of behaviour, Victorians are the ones that suffer.
Well, speaking of Victoria, we've been named the car theft capital of Australia. Insurance boss went out there and said, well, you've got to go and buy a steering wheel lock. I mean, seriously?
What a joke.
We've really genuinely got a crime crisis. I was playing golf with a mate of mine yesterday, and we heard about Mick Malthouse, who defended himself with an iron bar.
Yeah.
Now, we're not urging people to go and do that, but my mate says, I've got a fire extinguisher and a hacksaw next to my bed. Why are Victorians having to live like this?
Well, every 40 minutes, back on the car thing, you see a car stolen in Victoria.
400% increase.
And 400%. And what that means is everybody's premiums goes up as a result of that. People are left traumatised. And what you saw with Mick Malthouse, what you're seeing with car theft, is these brazen car thieves, these youth gangs, the home invasions, they don't care whether you're home or not. In fact, in many instances, they want you to be home because they can steal more. And what do we get from a government? No consequences and no laws. It's a lawless state. And we've got to see a change. Mick Malthouse shouldn't have to take the law into his own hands. But that's what this state has become.
We've got people stealing cars with kids in the back, 4-year-olds, and dumping them down the road.
I mean, it is... you couldn't make it up. I mean, it's unbelievable. But what I'm really worried about is... when is somebody ultimately going to get to a situation where they lose their life because they're defending their homes and their families? And that's not far off. You're seeing a government that doesn't care about anything. We've just got this machete ban going on at the moment. $13 million for machetes being handed in. That's not fixing anything.
No,
the government's just out of control.
That won't work. Late breaking news this afternoon, the Victorian Treasurer, Jacqueline Symes, it's been reported now that she spent $70,000 of taxpayers' money on a 10-day New York trip. She went over to beg the rating agencies not to downgrade Victoria's debt rating. That's extraordinary amount of money, over $40,000 on airfares.
Well, she could have saved a whole lot of money with a Zoom call, and I don't think that's sending a message at all, going out there with a begging bowl saying Victoria needs the support.
While you're flying business
class. $7,000 a day on the taxpayer, $20 million a day just to pay the interest on our debt. Victoria is broke, and we've got a treasurer that's living up like there's no tomorrow, and we're all paying for this again. I mean, it's no wonder we're in the mess that we're in. A government that has no idea, takes Victoria for granted and takes Victorians' money along with it.
Great to see you as always.
Great to see you.
David Southwick there.